Delhi's air quality turned very poor this morning as people in several parts of the national capital burst firecrackers on Diwali, defying the government ban. Loud thuds of firecrackers thundered throughout last night, breaching permissible decibel limits that made the air unbreathable and extremely toxic. People started bursting crackers by dusk, and as the night progressed, the intensity of firecrackers also increased. Delhi's air quality index this morning at around 6 a.m. stood at 323, just a day after Diwali, and in neighbouring Gurugram, Noida and Faridabad, the air quality dropped to the very poor category. My colleague Priyanshi Sharma reports. Right, Priyanshi will just be joining us in a moment, but unfortunately, as you can see, Delhi's air quality has dipped. Delhi's Diwali day air pollution, though, is the lowest in 4 years, according to the stats that have been provided to us by Safar. But Delhi's air quality index at around 6 a.m. this morning stood at 323. A day after Diwali, the system of air quality and weather forecasting and research has shown. Meanwhile, if we speak about Gurugram, Faridabad and Noida, the air quality there has dropped to the very poor category.
Last night, crackers were being burst across the national capital despite a ban on crackers and despite even a jail time. And after that, Delhi's air quality index has plunged to the very poor category. On Diwali Eve, Delhi's air quality index was in the poor category, and on Diwali day, that is the CPCB, Central Pollution Control Board's data from yesterday shows us that Delhi's air quality fell to the very poor category. If we talk about right now, even now the PM10 figures, as you're seeing, we're at Lodi Road, at the Mausam Bhavan here, and the PM10 levels are at 282. The PM 2.5 levels are also hovering around 300. The nitrogen oxide at 55, ozone at 26. The PM 2.5 levels are hovering around 300 micrograms per cubic meter, which is close to 20 times above the WHO's safe limit for a day. The WHO's safe limit is 15 micrograms per cubic meter for a day, while in Delhi it's currently around 300, and yesterday it even peaked around 900. So it is really a very poor category of air that we're breathing in the national capital right now. But if we talk about the last few years, and it's important to draw that comparison because the government has made many promises, and they also had a 10-point winter action plan. So after all of that, if we talk about the last 4 years, the pollution level or the air quality index in the national capital is the lowest in the last 4 years. On Diwali day, it was around 312, which was the lowest since 2018, when it was below 300. Last year, it was above 300, and last year, in fact, it was in the severe category and it was above 400. So right now, it is in the very poor category, the lowest in the last 4 years. So the pollution level is the lowest in the last 4 years, and one reason for that could be the better wind conditions. In the morning, we saw that the wind there was a lot of wind in the national capital, and that does seem to have helped the pollution levels in the capital. Now, what does a very poor category mean? It means that prolonged exposure to these pollution levels in this air can lead to respiratory illnesses, and the PM 2.5 levels can also lead to respiratory illnesses and increase the problems with those who already have existing respiratory problems. If we talk about the causes, usually stubble burning is blamed, but in the national capital, the central government's affidavit in the Supreme Court says that vehicular pollution, dust, and also industries, all of these reasons combined add to Delhi's pollution. And in winters, it only gets worse because of the cold air. The pollution really gets trapped in the atmosphere, and the firecrackers and the stubble burning only add to the problem. And as we saw, that firecrackers were burst yesterday throughout the night, despite the ban. And Safar, which is a Ministry of Earth Sciences initiative, it said that firecrackers will add 25% to Delhi's air pollution, and we did see that Delhi's air pollution increased from close to 259 on Diwali Eve, and then it increased to 312 on Diwali day and increased to the very poor category. Delhi is among the most polluted major cities globally as per IQAir's live ranking, and it is hovering around the number 1 and number 2 positions in the global live ranking by IQAir. So it is one of the most polluted major cities, and the pollution level level has worsened, with the best Diwali air in the last 4 years is what the national capital has seen.